There was a man who was once called a terrorist. Later, he was hailed as a founding father. This man stood against the might of the British Empire, armed not with guns, but with an unbreakable dream, the dream of a free Kenya. Today's story is the story of Jomo Kenyatta, the man who went from prisoner to president and whose name still echoes through the heartbeat of Africa. Before the title Father of the Nation, before the independence parades and national flags, Jomo Kenyatta was simply Kamau wa Mgengi, born around 1897 in the small village of Gatundu in the heart of British-ruled Kenya. As a young boy, he herded goats, listened to Gikuyu elders tell stories of the land, and learned the value of community, Harambe, the spirit of pulling together. But soon, he began to see that his homeland was no longer truly theirs. The British had taken the best lands, imposed taxes, and forced his people into labor. The seeds of resistance began to grow in him. In the 1920s, Kenyatta left Kenya for London, a bold move for an African man under colonial rule. There, he studied anthropology at the London School of Economics, learning how to speak the language of the colonizer, not just English, but power. He wrote a book, Facing Mount Kenya, a passionate defense of Gikuyu culture, proving that African traditions were not primitive, but profound. But Kenyatta's real mission wasn't just in classrooms, it was in the streets, the meetings, the halls of Pan-African conferences. He met leaders like Kwame Nkrumah and W.E.B. Du Bois, all dreaming of a free Africa. Back home, the tension was boiling. The Mau Mau rebellion erupted in the 1950s, a fierce uprising by Kenyan fighters demanding land and freedom. The British were desperate to crush it, and in 1952 they arrested Kenyatta, accusing him of being the mastermind. He denied it, but the colonial court wanted a symbol to make an example of, so they threw him in prison for 7 long years. Behind bars, he became a legend, the burning spear, a symbol of the struggle. To the British, he was dangerous. To Kenyans, he was the face of hope. When he was finally released, the world had changed. The Mau Mau were defeated militarily, but victorious in spirit. The cry for freedom was unstoppable. In 1963, Kenya won independence, and in 1964, Jomo Kenyatta became the nation's first president. The man they once chained now stood on the steps of power, wearing his signature fly whisk, a mark of African pride. His message was clear: let us forgive, but never forget. As president, Kenyatta preached unity, peace, and development. His rallying cry, Harambe, called Kenyans to build together. Roads, schools, hospitals rose across the land, but not everyone celebrated. Critics accused his government of favoring his own ethnic group and consolidating power. To some, he was a hero. To others, a flawed father of the nation. Yet through it all, he remained a towering figure, both literally and symbolically, a man who embodied the birth of a nation. When Jomo Kenyatta died in 1978, Kenya mourned deeply. His portrait still adorns the currency, his name graces the airport and the university, and his legacy lives on through his son, Uhuru Kenyatta, who would later become president himself. From a humble boy in Gatundu to the father of modern Kenya, Jomo Kenyatta's life is a story of resistance, resilience, and rebirth. Proof that even in the darkest prison, the dream of freedom cannot be silenced. So the next time you hear the name Kenyatta, remember, behind that name lies the fire of a man who dared to dream of a free Kenya and made the world listen. Thank you for sticking through till now. I'd like to know your thoughts on Jomo Kenyatta in the comment section. For more stories like this, please click on the like button and subscribe.